she's out of gas. She just ran out of gas. So I was bitching about this earlier, but I felt to the moment I should come out and maybe do something productive, and this was the thing. I found a couple spare carburetors, which I keep out of junk mowers. I had the junk that were still good with complete parts, so I got a float for it. That was good. I found a new old stock part that I had in the box yet, the little floating pin and the wire for it. I cleaned the jets because it was all clogged up with gum. Because obviously the ethanol just is bullshit. That's why I use an ethanol gas now. But here it is. It no longer has its shroud. Sadly, I ended up dropping it and it broke in half. It was aluminum. They cost too much money. Number one, the fan cools the engine either way. That's why there's a wheel on it here. It also causes inertia for it. Yeah. And the governor, no one knows what a governor is on an engine, but it's a little jammed up. It's old, you know, it's not great, but it's needed a new wire. All they did, brand new in the factory, is wig up these wires. It's no more than an old throttle cable. Well, new old stock throttle cable, but I was able to make a new governor system because the old wire was so bent it wasn't responding properly. It was hunting and surging and running too fast, idling and stalling, and hard to start. And well, now it runs like a brand new one. It runs full throttle like it should. That's regular full throttle you saw there. It's a lawn boy. It's sparkly model. Now you can see the sparkles in the dark. Look at that. If you look carefully, you'll see the sparkles if I move the camera. Look at that. That is sick. It's really neat. And no one believes that these will sell from anything. Being all original like this, these things could sell from starting at $450 up to $1,500. Oh my God, $1,500. It's an older model. It's not worth as much. This one I restored. It looks like absolutely immaculate. It needs a shroud, but that's the next step. I'm still restoring it piece by piece. I was bitching about that today too. I'm like, where am I getting the money for it? Well, they could be anything from $100 to $75. Because if you want either a good used one or a good new old stock one, which I prefer personally for this mower. Look at that fancy dirt screen I painted. It looks so neat. This is 2008 model right there. Self-propelled. It's dark out, sorry guys. I've been working till dark putting it back together and trying to get it started. I fooled around with it for hours and finally got it to fire up. Snowblower, generators, I didn't get the mess as I wanted to. I didn't have time. Look how new this one is. I told you about this before. No one believes it. Look how new that thing is. You know what? When I got this, it was used twice. But the only thing I saw on the plastic. They were $1,200 new back in 58. Or 59 rather. It's a 59, but 58 they made this one too. I think 57 they started making these types like this, the gold. It's an early edition. It's worth some bucks. It has a broken, they call it arm ride. It's up front. You can't see it. It's hidden around the corner of the mower. And it's a shock and it bounces to go over level cutting so you don't mess up, and it broke in half because it was cracked. It's old. So I got to replace that. I don't want to, no one's going to believe me, but you bought one of these mowers, they're worth about $10,000. The decks alone are $900, $850, not $850 to $900 alone if they're rough shape. This is really nice shape. Just go for a lot more. My snapper is beat, but it needs a short block. I was talking about this earlier when I was stressed because I like talking about what I do. You know, my throttle cable, which I like. Not many of these lawnmowers you see anymore have a throttle. But lately, this thing, look at this, it's jammed up. I gotta repair that. It's got rust on it. It's stuck. Yeah, I gotta get a short block for it, engine short block for it anyways. I'm not kidding. I found one on an old-fashioned website for $35. You get a short block, engine short block, they're usually $200 to $500 sometimes, even more. Like, mine is $35, maybe $10 shipping. I think like $60 I don't have one. It's insane. This handle came off another mower you've seen I restored. It may or may not still be on Instagram. But the engine blew. I accidentally, not my fault, the carburetor's fault actually. The screw, when the screw came out and too much fuel came up through it, and it flooded it, and it washed the oil off the cylinder. And for example, this is a cylinder. All the oil got washed off inside of here, and it overheated my rings and my piston, and it seized. Then it scored my cylinder. It no longer had compression. It just wouldn't start. So I'm like, the hell with it. I junked it. It's too beat. My camera's being freaking weird. I don't know what it's doing right now. If I have paranormal activity around me. That's better, I cleaned it. That's better. It could be a ghost, who knows? I believe in that shit. When they get foggy like that. Yeah. Here is my green one back here, needs decals. I can no longer put a choke in it. It's just too screwed up. And the shroud's broken at the bottom. It really should have a new shroud. I wasn't sure. I didn't have the money, so I painted this one at the time. This mower, I think it's worth about 500 bucks. The 65 Lawn Boy, the C engine, kind of like this one. There's a difference in series engines. This is a C series where the recoil pulls normal like a regular lawnmower. That's a C. That's a C series. I collected older ones, so it has to be worth more. This engine block here, what's left is a D series. The cord actually pulls straight up in the air. I'll show you an example of one. I have one. This one here. This is a D400. It pulls straight up, but it's cool. I mean, easy to start. I mean, a lot less compression and effort to start. Really crazy shit. It's pitch black. I gotta go inside, guys. Sorry about that. But as for the Iron Horse, I'm proud that it runs again. Over and out.